Hi everyone. Today I would like to introduce a new lab on the application of GIS to market mapping. GIS has been widely used in the world of business in terms of banks, insurance companies, as well as stock markets. It has been used for identifying the spatial coverage as well as the temporal variation of potential business locations as well as consumers. So here I would like to introduce a real-world example of how can we locate the potential locations for a Hispanic retail store. So in order to do this lab, it is very similar to your other labs. We need to go to your computer. So you bring up My Computers, U Drive, GIS, and then we create a folder called let's talk about A5. Okay. After A5 is created, now it is entirely empty. We need to download all the data and put all the data into this folder. So just follow me. The next step is pretty simple. You go to Blackboard and find the assignment. And so there are two files. The first file is the instruction. The other file is data. We click on the data, and it's kind of large. After about 10 seconds, the data will be downloaded. And you just wait for some time and then open when it is done. Now the data is open, and we copy all the data and paste into the folder we just created for our assignment. The data is kind of large. It has about 112 megabytes. And there is a difference between this lab and the former labs. And for this lab, you don't need to load the data by yourself. The data has already been loaded and has been already incorporated in the map. So you just double click this file, and the ArcGIS will be loaded for you with all the map included. So when the map is open, sometimes you will see this area is entirely empty because the data has not been found by GIS, and sometimes this happens. In order to fix the problem, you can see there are some exclamation marks in front of the layers. We just right click on the layer and we try to repair the data and the repair data source. And we then find the data where we put our file, and obviously it's under census. And then we find major roads and add. And the data is automatically updated, and you can see this map. So when the data is loaded, and you can see these are roads for the Tarrant County in Texas. And there are no business locations, and we need to add all the location from the existing Excel file. And how can we add the data? We go to Windows and search, and there is a embedded function called make XY events. So if you know the coordinate of the stores, you can add the store by their latitude and longitude. We click on the make XY event layer, and then we try to find that table in the existing file. The table is actually not on this layer, and so we need to add it from the folder. I believe it is under the A5 folder, and it's called Food Stores Hispanic CSV. CSV is a database file. It's very similar to an Excel file, and it's also a table with all the data included. We add it, and then we tell GIS the latitude and longitude, and the X is the longitude, Y is the latitude. Well, the next step is to choose a coordinate system. Because our background layer uses a WGS 1984 coordinate system, we need to make sure this layer has the same coordinate system. So we go to the spatial reference and it is under geographic coordinate system, world, and WGS 1984. And after you have selected everything, press OK. So the data is now added. You can see there is a new layer here, but you cannot see it on the map because it's super tiny. We can change the size of the dots. For example, we change it to 40, and you can see all the locations are added. And the next step, we want to show the sales of these locations with different sizes of circles. And let's just go to the attribute table first to see what are included in the table. So from here you can see there are two types of stores, or two chain stores. One is called Pepe's Market, the other is called Beulah Vida. Here are some of their information, such as address, city, state, zip code, number of employees, and then monthly sales. We want to specify the size of the circle using their monthly sales. In order to do this, we go back to the attribute table, the layer, and then we go to properties. Then we go to quantities, graduated symbols, and we specify value as monthly sales. And here we want to change the size of the symbol to 8 to 25 and make it bigger. And then you can use different colors, or I prefer a red color, so let's just change it to red, and OK. After everything is changed, we click on apply and OK, and now you'll see the map with locations of the stores. And the next step, in order to plan for new locations, we need to find the areas with a high concentration of Hispanics, as well as with no stores in there. So how can we find those areas? We go to the census data, right click the census block group, and the properties attribute table. So this attribute table tells you different attributes on the block group level, and there is a field called Hispanic. So this is the number of Hispanic in each block group, and we close it, and then we go to the properties, and under the symbology, quantities, graduated colors, we want to map the Hispanic, and here is a Hispanic, and we change it to a different color ramp, for example, like this one. And we apply the data, and you see the red have a higher number of population, Hispanic population, and the blue has a lower number of population. However, because the homework asks you for the percentage of Hispanics instead of the total population, so we need to find the percentage. So how can we do the percentage? It's pretty simple. There is a function called normalization, and it is actually a function you use to calculate the percentage of Hispanic, which change it to the population 2000. So this calculates Hispanic divided by the total population 2000, which is a better estimate of concentration. And then we click on apply and OK. You see the higher concentration will be on the map. And sometimes you will see your locations are not shown on the map. So just right click and zoom to layer. It will be fixed. And for this assignment, you need to answer a couple of questions, like where to expand your business. Just observe this map and find your answer. If you have any question, please let me know. Thank you.